everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today we are graced to have with us, from the City of Angels, two-time and reigning Classic Physique Olympia champion, Breon M. Ansley. Breon, thanks for being here.
Ron, thank you for having me. Great to be here. Always great to talk to you.
Cool, man. So I'm going to get right into it. First of all, congratulations. Defending any Olympia title is never an easy task, no matter what the division. But your division is getting tougher and tougher and tougher every year. So, great job.
That's right. Thank you so very much. And this one was, I would say, definitely sweeter than last year, just for that very reason.
That was actually my first question: is which Olympia win meant more to you? Which one was more satisfying, and why?
I think this one for sure was definitely more satisfying, because I just, I'm very confident in my abilities and all, and all that good stuff. But you just still want to prove yourself to others, that you're not a fluke, that the first year is not a fluke, and that it's not going to be rotating from champion to champion to champion to champion, who some people might have said and I might have heard. So I use that as motivation, and then you guys, you have some, some great talent, some great new guys coming in and really wanting to take the title away from me and be a champion themselves. So and much respect to that, because what guy doesn't want to be a champion and doesn't want to go and get first place?
Yeah.
So for me to keep that gap was very satisfying and very sweet. And then I'm sure it will be increasingly sweeter from year to year to year to year. You heard it. You heard it.
Well, I didn't think you were retiring anytime soon, Breon.
No.
I hope not. Jeez.
No.
So, I talked to you a little bit about the Kuwait experience, but, now looking back at it, what was it really like? How would you compare preparing for a contest at home in LA versus doing it over in Kuwait? Better, worse, same?
Better. Better, for sure. For a few reasons. I was posing every single day, rigorously with Chris, which I have never done that in the past.
Chris Cormier, everybody, just so we know who we're talking about.
Yes, absolutely, Chris Cormier.
Yep.
And so doing that every single day rigorously, man, was definitely made a big difference. And then also just the focus that you have out there in everything at your disposal. I mean, I could have gone to the gym 4, 5, 6 times in a day and have enough energy to really give it my all, because you're just focused. You don't have to run errands throughout the day. Yeah. You don't have to do anything for anybody else, but you get to just focus on yourself and you being an athlete and you getting ready for the O. So eat, sleep, and train. Eat, sleep, and train. Eat, sleep, train. And if you have enough, your food is sufficient enough, which it is. You're definitely taken care of with your meals. Your sleep is sufficient enough. Anybody can thrive in that situation, really. And that's exactly what it was. Just having the complete focus and the complete energy to really give 1,000% in the gym each and every time.
So, gyms, which gym? You train at Gold's Gym Venice, which is the Mecca. It's still, it's still one of the greatest gyms in the world. It still has that atmosphere and that vibe that very, very few other places in the world will ever have. How would you compare the excitement of walking into Gold's Venice to train versus the excitement of walking into Oxygen Gym Jabriya in Kuwait City?
The excitement is it's there for both. Is there for both of them. Gold's Venice, because of the history, because I built a relationship with so many of the members and the staff there as well. So it's the family atmosphere you have there, and also just like I said, the history with You got the Olympia videos playing up on top on the screen, which is so much motivation. You have a lot of people in there that are getting ready for shows. You know what I mean? And they the culture of what it's like to get ready for the show and be in the zone, and you feel like you're in the zone with them.
Yeah.
So that's always there with Venice, and that will hopefully that will never go away, because that's why I drive 50 minutes to go to Venice, in traffic, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then at Oxygen Gym, it's great as well. I mean, I was received greatly there. Everybody was so loving and and welcoming there, which was awesome. So it became a family there right away. And maybe what's slightly different with maybe not even slightly, but like drastically different with Oxygen Gym and the gyms out here is that Oxygen Gym, boy, is immaculate as far as the gym in itself, the equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a whole floors for back, one whole floor for legs, one whole floor for shoulders.
Holy moly.
It's stuff crazy like that. So
wow.
I'm definitely not used to that, and I definitely haven't been used to that anywhere else but over there. So that's definitely an advantage. I mean, you don't have to wait for anything hardly, because there's 10, 12, 13 other shoulder machines, other leg presses, other whatever you need, other pull down, plate loaded hammer strength machines, So that was great. That was great as well. And so they're both comparably really great. A little bit slightly different as far as that is concerned in the equipment. But I definitely will actually spend a lot of time going to Gold's Venice during prep, even off season, and definitely I will be back. I hope that I'm invited back again to prep for the next year's Olympia. Bader and and the staff there at Oxygen Gym.
Yeah, I mean, how long were you out there this time?
I was out there for a little bit over 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit longer than 3 weeks.
At what point did it start feeling like less of a foreign country and, oh my God, I'm like a fish out of water? At what point did you start getting acclimated to it and feel like you were part of the place?
Oh, man. Maybe the first couple days, 2, 3, 4 days it took.
Oh, wow. Okay. Quick.
That's it. That's it. Because everything is right there. The grocery store is right there. I barely had to even go to the grocery store. They have assistants that come bring you stuff and all that. And so it's just like they really roll out the red carpet, which is amazing, man. And
your mom got a break from cooking your food for 3 weeks then, right?
Yeah.
I met your mom at the Olympia. I thanked her for making all your food.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell her that you said hello.
I saw her at the Olympia. Yeah, she was cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One thing I wonder. Now, Oxygen gyms are all male, right?
Yes, it's all male gym.
So I'm trying to figure out if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, I've always, as we're guys, we're at the gym. There's hot chicks. It's kind of inspiring in a way because it gets the testosterone flowing, but it's also distracting because you'll be in the middle of a set, and as much as we try, maybe you're more focused than me, but it's always a distraction. Would you say that you are able to focus a little better without all these hot chicks running around in their yoga pants?
Absolutely. 1,000% able to focus a lot more. You're not worried about looking at that, because that could most definitely steal your focus. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're married or what, you're still going to look but not touch.
Right. If you're not looking, you're probably dead already. So, I know you trained your butt off over there. This is one thing you said in the seminar the morning after the Olympia that I was trying to figure out. You talked about the prep. At certain times, you'd have to wake up at 1 in the morning where you said you hadn't eaten maybe for 12, 13, 15 hours, and you'd have to train and pose. why weren't you eating? I was like, why wasn't Breon eating all that time?
Is that what I said? Did I take that long to eat again?
Well, maybe you were exaggerating because that's a long time to go.
Maybe. Well, I mean, sometimes I mean, there was a few times when I got frustrated with my weight a little bit, and I maybe had like replaced a meal and made it up the next day or something like that. So that probably was had something to do with maybe a little bit longer for me eating the next time. Also, I mean, training and posing right afterwards was a situation as well. Sometimes we would train for I mean, I was on no carbs too at this time because at that time it's time to start getting this weight down. Yeah. It's time to really start, getting this weight closer to where we need to be as far as weigh-ins go. And so I was on no carbs, and sometimes, with the training and the posing, that would go on until, 3 to 3.5 hours, which was tough. But I don't know about the 12 to 13, 14, 15-hour deal.
Okay, well,
but maybe in a 3, 4, 5-hour span, waiting for the next meal might have come into play.
I'm going to give you a pass because it was Sunday morning after Olympia. You probably had a cheesecake hangover. Probably hadn't slept much. Probably weren't thinking clearly. I understand.
Absolutely. And that was, hey, Ron, that was probably across the board with everybody, man.
It was not it was not a lively bunch.
Yeah. I mean, at least all the winners, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Phil actually seemed to have a lot of energy and stuff, but everyone else was kind of dragging ass. I thought.
I guarantee you, we all had some cocktails and some good sugary foods, man, and some good sugary fatty foods. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you earned it. So you talked about how it was, you had to get. There was a point where you had to start dropping weight. Was it tougher to make weight this time? Because especially you're training out there and you're all motivated. You've probably been putting on muscle mass.
Absolutely. 1,000% tougher this time to drop weight because that's for that very reason. I put on maybe, I don't know how much muscle I put on this time, but man, I definitely put on more muscle this time. And I had to come down to the same weight, as last year, which means that you just have to lose more, fat and water. To make that weight.
What is your weight limit? Is it 184 or something?
Sure, that would be nice.
No?
184, 180. Minus. Yeah, 180 coming down too. So, I walk around pretty lean at 198, 199, 789.
That's a long ways to go. Wow.
We still have a little ways to go. Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to add 5, Jim and everybody. We're going to add 5, or we're going to add maybe 2 or 3. I don't know, but
we've added 5 twice already, right?
We've added 5 twice already, so I think they're going to stay there for a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, now you might want to revisit what you thought, because I've asked you in the past, what about just getting rid of the weight limits and judging you guys by the way you look, regardless of the weight, and the guys who have the great condition, little waists are still going to win. Maybe, and you didn't like that idea because you thought guys would try to come in big and full and the condition wouldn't be in there anymore. But, now that you think you could probably be as lean as you are on stage at the Olympia at I don't know what you actually weigh by the time you hit the stage, but I'm sure you could carry a few more pounds of muscle easily with that same condition. It sounds like it's going to be, it's going to be a bitch every year now to get down to 180 if they don't change this for you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too because I don't plan on just not putting any more muscle on,
right,
and just staying. I mean, you can work on sharpness and you can work on details and refining things, most definitely. But ultimately, it's just a natural thing. To keep lifting and to keep progressing, to put on, however many pounds of muscle you're going to put on for another year. Right. But then again, I'm most definitely okay with them keeping it the same as well, because if I felt that I did not hold enough muscle coming down that far up against guys that outweigh me by 40 to 50 pounds, I think Chris can weigh 225 or so.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's 40. He's outweighing me by 45 pounds.
He's not even the tallest anymore. Now I think Ano and Visors are both a couple inches taller than him.
Okay,
I think
okay,
so.
so
They can be like 240.
so even 240, huh?
Yeah.
They can weigh.
Well, if you're 6'2", I think you can be 240 as a pro. Yeah.
There you go, man. So outweighing me by 40, 50, 60 pounds. It would be okay, but to have a couple more pounds increase. But like I say, and obviously we're okay, right? Being the two-time now that we carry enough muscle even at my weight to to have enough muscle and have it not look small next to those guys.
Well, you're 5'7" or so, 5'6".
5'6".
Your joints are like
5'6", dieted down, dehydrated, and all that. 5'7". I'm only 5'7" now.
Well,
that I put on 25 pounds since the
well, we're taller in the morning, so you're probably 5'7" when you wake up. By the time you go to bed, you're 5'6".
There it is. There it is.
It's an illusion. Your joints are this big. They're tiny.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
a guy with big joints looks like nothing, but a guy with small joints, the muscle, you look twice as big as whatever the scale says.
Absolutely. So I got that going in my favor, I guess.
Okay. So looking back at the year, you won the first Arnold Classic Physique title. Do you think that had any impact, either positive or negative, on being able to prep and peak for the Olympia?
No, I don't think it did at all. I mean, I think it just kept me on point and just kept me, staying primed with staying lean and keeping the skin tight. I don't think it had any negative effect at all. I think it was.
For the Olympia?
Yeah.
No. I don't think it did at all.
I'm doing a little story
me on point and just
as
kept
well.
me staying primed.
So excuse me.
Staying lean and keeping the skin tight. I don't think it had it.
Yeah. So, as far as any negative effect, no. The only thing that happened during Arnold was that I don't know if you remember everybody getting sick. A lot of people were getting sick all across the country and dying from like pneumonia.
Yeah.
And I had, for most of the Arnold prep, I had a bronchitis.
Oh, geez. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had bronchitis for most of that prep. So that was tough. And, trying to still push and push and push and push, I didn't want to definitely have that go into pneumonia because that's the next step, right?
Right, yeah. And bronchitis alone, you're hacking up a lung all day and night, and you're generally, your energy levels are way down, right?
Of course, man. So that was tough for Arnold. So, I was proud of myself to kind of hang in there and get through that, get through Arnold and have a great time still, despite being under the weather for most of the prep. But again, no, I don't think I think it helped me because just staying primed and ready to go and staying lean for that show, and it just kind of carried itself with guest posing and doing the appearances and all that on throughout the start of the prep for Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, I give you a lot of credit because a lot of guys, they can look spectacular in the spring show like the Arnold. Olympia rolls around. Cedric, thank God he actually pulled it off this year and looked pretty good for the Olympia, but he's a prime example of someone who typically would look way better in the spring shows. And you'd be like all psyched from at the Olympia, and then you get to the Olympia and like, it seems like the bigger guys have a harder time peaking. If you're 250 or 300 pounds, it seems like they just can't do it. But, you're like guys like Labrada in the old days. Labrada used to do like 6-8 shows a year.
I can't believe it.
He looked great. Every single one of them, he looked perfect.
I can't believe it. Like, yeah, I mean, Labrada and then even Chris.
Chris did too, yeah.
And back when they were competing, man, doing that many shows for the year and traveling and, oh, man, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
2 years was 2 shows this year. Was I felt I need a break after a significant amount of time for a break after. So man, I commend those guys, and those guys are real warriors. That did that, and even the guys that do it now. Everybody doesn't do just 1-2 shows a year now. They do multiple shows. I'm Stanimal, who's a friend of mine. I know he's done a few after Olympia. So credit to those guys that do multiple shows, man, because it's not easy to to keep it together, to stay lean, and to peak with flying, with holding water, and all that stuff. So I commend them.
Okay, cool. Are you ready for some questions from the members on musculardevelopment.com's No Bull Forum? Yes, you heard me. You heard me plug it.
I heard the plug. Let's do it. Let's do it for the forum.
Okay, here we go. Michael Edwards, did you think you would retain the classic title again, even with so much talent coming? And I want to add to that, we had a different type of talent this year. It seems like it was the invasion of the giants with, Bumstead 6 foot, then we had Henri, Vizers, Grimes. It seems like we're getting all these tall guys flooding in, but again, you beat them all anyway. But did you have any doubts that it was going to be more difficult this time with all the new guys?
No, I didn't have any doubts because I just trusted my training. I trusted my preparation, man. I trained my butt off, man. I trained hard. This harder than last year, this time around. And so I knew, as far as being sore, that I was putting on muscle like crazy, and that I was going to be able to be fine as far as holding my own muscularity wise with the bigger guys. And then, what I bring a good amount of conditioning. That's my thing always anyway. So as long as I continue to do my thing there, then I would be fine. So I just trusted my process, stayed to myself, put my nose to the grindstone, and just went in confident, into Vegas.
Did you do anything drastically different in your prep this time than you did in 2017?
The only drastic thing which was a big drastic thing, was going to Kuwait this year.
Doesn't get much more drastic than that, does it?
I think that was drastic enough, right? That was a drastic thing, and that was definitely a positive thing, and something that helped me a great deal as far as getting in shape faster. I think I was ready to go, early on. Yeah.
He wants to know, what music do you listen to? And we should probably break that down, because I imagine you listen to a certain type of music when you train, certain type of music when you drive, certain time when you train. Probably not always the same exact type of music. So what types of music do you like?
Man, I'm almost always going back to like R&B and soul. Okay. That's the music that I really like. I mean, as you probably can already tell through the songs that I pick in my posing routines. Yeah. I'm an R&B soul man, and if I wasn't bodybuilding, I'd definitely be in music, and I'd probably be an R&B soul singer.
Wow. Can you actually sing? Do you have a good voice?
Or at least make a good attempt at it.
I'm not going to make you sing now, but can you sing?
Yes, I'm a liberal arts performing arts major.
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean you can have a good voice.
I guess it's not a given that you can sing, but yeah, I can definitely hold a tune. I'm trained, in holding a tune, and some acting and some dancing.
Acting, I know. We know you can act. I've seen some movie clips with you, so you're okay there for sure. Damien's really weight. This is we just talked about this. How can you keep improving and stay the same weight? But I guess that's a question you could ask the 212 guys who are at the limit too. How does your weight stay the same and you keep improving? It kind of doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think you could just always work still on refining and sharpening, how one muscle connects to the other. Still, even you can develop even a muscle without putting on pounds, if that makes any sense, putting on lean mass. Yeah. You could just work on certain areas that maybe you get, you might get hold a little bit water and, hold a little bit fat. You could kind of keep that in check right early on. And then if you're if you're going to put on muscle, lean muscle, then it's going to be that much more difficult from year in for the next year to come down, like we talked about, into the weight again. You're going to have to lose that much more water. You're going to have to lose that much more fat, and you're just going to be coming in more conditioned, each and every time. But yeah, it's the same thing with the 212 guys, right? I mean, Flex, he definitely looks like he puts on muscle every single year.
Yeah.
and always makes that weight, man, and always is in great condition. So I think the conditioning will always be there, and then you're just going to have to work and be that much more focused and on point in the prep, with losing the weight and coming down to the same weight.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't understand is you can stay the same weight and get more muscle maturity and detail, and that's a quality that you have in abundance that a lot of these guys don't have, especially the younger kids coming up. They're not going to have that for a while.
Yeah.
And you've been training about 20 years almost, or close to it.
Yeah, since I was 13. I mean, and I'll be 37.
So yeah, more than 20 years.
Next month.
Yeah, you're still a kid. You're still a kid, Breon.
Right. I'll take it.
37 is the new 24. But
right.
What else did he ask? Damien also wanted to know how often you cheat in the off season. I'm assuming he means cheat meals. So how many times do you eat whatever the hell you want, if you do?
This is about the time right now.
Okay.
How many times? Let's see. I mean, I'll have a good cheat meal. Let's see, maybe once or twice a week. Yeah. I'll go ahead and have a good cheat meal. So, we're in it good right now. We're in it good, having the cheat meals once or twice a week. But even once or twice a week is still keeping it in check. You don't want to. This at the end of the day, man, this is health and fitness, and it is bodybuilding, and you want to look the part. Yeah. I can't be around here walking like I don't look like any type of Mr. Olympia, nothing, and still with guest posing, man, and appearances, you want to look like something. You want to look pretty good. So I'll still have about like I said, 1 or 2 cheat meals a week, and that would be of anything I want, pretty much no holding back. You guys already know I love the hell out of some pancakes.
Yeah, that's right. Weren't you part of like a pancake challenge a couple months ago or something?
Yes, I did a pancake challenge with Danny Hester. Was that early in the summer?
Yeah, it was like a charity thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that went well, and I'm sure we're going to do it again. I don't know how we're going to do it. I guess it's going to be Danny again, because it was supposed to be for the 2016, 2017 Olympia champ. So I guess it's going to be Danny again, because I can't have it against myself.
I'm sure Danny relishes the challenge of seeing who can eat more pancakes. Who wouldn't?
I was happy to do this pancake challenge again. So I guess we're going to do it again, and hopefully it'll be bigger and better the next time as far as the turnout.
Why not? Last question from him. We can use this for your column. Guys, Breon has a column in Muscular Development every month. Old School Training with Breon Ansley, Mr. Classic Physique Olympia champ. So please check that out. I wanted to know, do you believe imbalances can be corrected, or is it just a genetic thing? For example, one bicep peak is higher than the other.
Oh, absolutely. I think imbalances can be corrected. I mean, one if, for example, using that example, one bicep is higher than the other, man, you could just, hit that, put a little bit more stress on the underdeveloped bicep with either a little bit more weight, more reps, more frequency, mixing it with a little bit more calories with that certain area of the muscle. Absolutely. Imbalances can definitely be corrected.
Now your biceps,
I'm working on them now too. So
that's what I want to know, because your biceps are definitely, if not the strongest point, they're definitely one of the strongest points in your physique. Are your arms both the same on both sides?
No, my left arm is bigger than my right arm.
Huh.
Actually, left bicep is bigger, but my left bicep is bigger, but my left tricep is smaller.
Nobody's noticed except you, I'm sure. But
yeah. So we dissected. Chris pointed it out to me, and I was like, yeah, man, I see that. So he's as detailed as can get. But yeah, so I have those imbalances as well. My legs are one is bigger than the next with the quad and the hamstring separation, and then in the low back I have some imbalances. So yeah.
Okay. So you guys, he's a human being. He's not a robot created in some scientist mad laboratory.
Absolutely. Very much so human.
I always like to inject the romance stories if there are any, and based on your social media. I hope I'm not. If this is too personal, you don't have to talk about. But are you in a relationship now?
I think she would be okay with definitely putting it out there, and I put it out there on my social media, so why not? Yes, I am. Yes, I most definitely am. Her name is Danny Phelps. She's a bikini competitor as well, bikini pro, and she will. She looks to have an amazing breakout season. With her really being on the scene as one of the top bikini competitors next year, starting with the Arnold.
So how did you guys meet?
We met in this thing. We have a mutual friend, Howie Fields, based out of Scottsdale, and he comes to all my shows. Ever since three years ago. But I've known him for about 7 years now.
Wait a minute, Howard Fields, a lawyer?
No.
Oh, different guy. Okay.
Yeah, different guy. Okay. So we have that mutual friend, and then we've just met through being at the shows. I went to the American Fit Expo, and actually I didn't see her there, but she was there. I didn't meet her there, but we just knew of our mutual friend, and then kind of just hollered on, communicated through social media, and then finally the first time we actually hung out at length was this past Olympia. So it was great to have her there, to build our little thing going on, and to be able to come away with the 2-time champ. So that was great.
All right, that was enough prying into your personal life for one interview. I appreciate you being open, sharing that with everybody. Just a couple more questions. Now you're the champ. We're not worried about you not being the champ, but who do you see moving up the ranks? Because this was kind of one of those repetitive years. This top 3 was exactly the same as it was the year before. So props to you, props to Bumstead and George Peterson for being able to keep those spots with all these people coming up the ranks. But looking at everybody else in the Olympia this year, who do you see as somebody that might be coming up and being like a top 3 guy in the next year or two?
2 guys that stick out to me, that I really like their physiques, and I just definitely see them, making it tough for me, making it tough for Chris and George over the next couple of years, is Terrence Ruffin.
Yeah.
I don't know what he got this year, but it was probably not too far off from top 5, right?
I want to say he was like 6th or 7th. He was up close.
He's right there knocking at the door.
Yeah.
And also, what's Mr. Proper's name?
Steve Laureus?
Him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve Laureus. I think Steve has, great muscular development, great shape. And I think if he could just bring in his conditioning with, spot on, kind of like a Cedric, then he's definitely going to give me a run for my money as well. So those 2 guys really stick out to me. I'm really a fan of their physique as well. And they're really good guys too. So
yeah, Ruffin's a kid. He's 24 years old.
Who? Steve?
No, Terrence is only 24 years old. So
another young pup, man. And Steve isn't too far from that age either, I don't think.
Yeah, you're right. Late 20, maybe 27, 28. Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, so young pups.
Your division in general has a lot more young people than any other division. Yeah. Right. The open Olympia, I think the average age is like 37 or 38.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a few. We got the oldest Mr. Olympia ever right now. The oldest Olympia champ.
Oh, is Shawn the oldest champ ever?
The oldest to win the title of Mr. Olympia, yeah.
Wow, the oldest to win the title. Wow.
He beat Chris Dickerson by like 4 or 5 months, age-wise. Yeah.
Wow. See, guys back then, they retired earlier.
They did. When you stand up right close to Shawn, there's not one line on his face. You would never know he was 43 years old.
I'm shocked. I'm just finding that out right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that old. He looks like he's in his early 30s.
He moisturizes. I don't know what to tell you.
He moisturizes. Absolutely, man. Wow. That's good for Shawn. And he doesn't look like he's slowing down either.
No, that was the best he's ever been, right? And
wow, yeah.
I've seen him I don't know how many times, and yeah, to beat Phil Heath, 7-time reigning Mr. Olympia. You got to be something extraordinary, and he was. Yeah, I should ask you because I haven't asked you. Were you surprised? What was your reaction when Shawn Rhoden beat Phil Heath, and became Mr. Olympia?
I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't surprised. I actually thought Shawn could have won it maybe a few years ago, maybe in 2015 or 16.
Yeah, I think 15 he was second. He was knocking on the door back then.
That year, I thought he could have taken it also. But no, so I wasn't surprised because I just looked at, you just look at what Shawn looks like, man, and it's just his shape is incredible. I mean, he's a mass monster, and he has the waistline of a classic dude in a bikini girl.
He's a bigger classic physique competitor, really, when you look at him.
He's classic and mass monster.
Yeah.
So I mean, what how are you gonna what if in case that's the only thing that's gonna beat Phil, something that is just crazy as far as shape is concerned, like that, and then he brings his same conditioning of his best. That's the only thing that's gonna beat Phil, because Phil is Phil, 7-time for a reason, and all that good stuff. Yeah. And Casey, you on the cam. Okay. That's my boy Casey. 1 second, Casey. I know you gotta eat.
Okay. Last question for you, and then Casey can eat. 2019. I know you're going to defend your Olympia title. What are your thoughts on defending your Arnold Classic title?
I don't know if I'm going to do Arnold next year.
Still got a couple months to figure that out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do Arnold next year. Not too sure. I mean, I'm saying that now, as I want to rest a little bit more, and I want to kind of focus on some business things a little bit more. But then, again, check back with me, man, toward the end of the year, definitely even when the beginning of the year starts, and, my views on that might change, and I might get that itch again to go ahead and defend that title.
Okay. So let's close this out by, what is your Instagram? Where can people follow you?
Instagram is BREONMA_, Breon MA_. Facebook is Breon Ansley. Yeah. And
what's the website? Because if you want to stand up for a second, you got a cool new shirt on. I never saw that design before.
Oh yeah, we were rocking this. We were rocking this at Olympia.
Oh yeah.
This is Old School Labs. They made this for me, man. And this is my little nickname.
Yeah.
Black Swan shirt, and we got Old School Labs on the back.
Can't see, your back's too big. But
that's too big. But we got Black Swan there. These aren't on the website, so you have to get these are just were custom from what we did.
Oh, okay.
Just for Olympia. But
what's your website where people can get your stuff?
Website is www.forthedamnwin.com.
Forthedamnwin.com, everybody. How cool is that?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So go there and have fun shopping, knock yourself out. We got some cool stuff.
Awesome. Congratulations again, Breon. 2-time Olympia champ, looking to make it 3 next year. We got plenty of time for that, of course. But well done, sir. Well done. And appreciate you taking the time to do this for us. Your viewers, your fans, and everybody. And that's it. Thank you, sir. Everybody out there, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel that you're watching right now, MD. And keep track of Breon Ansley as he continues on in his reign as Classic Physique Olympia champion. Thanks for watching.